What's up, everybody? Ghost from Gavin here. It's your boy Ghost. We're gonna be doing a little bit of, I don't know how long we're gonna be on, but gonna be doing a little bit of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and see what kind of fun we're gonna have this morning. Hopefully y'all doing well. I know I am.
Welcome to Sedona. I'm Captain Mike Barnes, and I'll be your instructor. For this lesson, we're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts. Fundamentals every pilot needs to know before hitting the skies. This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 152. Take a look around it. In the simulator, anytime you want, you can easily switch to cursor mode. The cursor is handy for interacting with menus and cockpit controls or instruments. As you can see, activating the cursor also displays the toolbar. The toolbar is a quick access menu that allows you to control various aspects of the simulation. Try to find and open the basic controls panel. The basic controls panel is a useful reminder of the button layout for the devices you're currently using. Now try to find and open the camera panel in the toolbar. The camera panel allows you to access the various views and camera modes of the simulation. Go ahead and close all the panels for now. Right now we are in the external view mode. Let's switch to cockpit view next. In front of you is the yoke, the primary means of controlling the aircraft. In the simulation, you'll be controlling the aircraft with your peripherals of choice. So let's hide the yoke for now. Some instruments allow multiple interactions. For example, rotating a dial clockwise or counterclockwise. In these cases, you need to lock the cursor onto them in order to interact. For example, take a look at the clock in the middle of the dashboard. Go ahead and lock the cursor on it.
I am.
Now change the clock time. You can unlock the cursor once you're ready. From now on, we're done with the cursor, so go ahead and hide it. All right, as we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera. But you can also move it freely in the cockpit to get a better view of anything you want to see, even through a window to look outside. Pro tip, once you find a camera position you like, you can save a shortcut to easily get back to that view anytime. Now reset the camera to its original position, then try switching to your custom one again. All right. That covers all the main camera functions available in the simulation. Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more. Then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done. Nicely done. Let's take a moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing means moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power.
What's up,
In
Scoob?
particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right. Unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet. Okay, ready?
Scooby,
With the
busy
throttle
or
idle, release your
want to
parking
get you in a
brake.
VC if you don't mind?
Okay. Now gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. All right. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. As you increase power, watch the tachometer and make sure to stay around 1,000 RPM.
Mind if I get you in a VC, Scoob? Have you kind of as a talk show host?
Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway.
Really? You gotta be that goddamn
Use your
pedal?
rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. As you increase power, watch the tachometer and make sure to stay around 1,000 RPM. Now test the brakes. Good. Brakes checked. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us? Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway. Keep an eye on your speed. Unfortunately, one of your wheels crossed out of the taxiway. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us? Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway. All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line. And watch your speed.
How's everyone doing this morning? Let's get some reactions going on here.
Keep an eye on your speed. Keep an eye on your speed. After the right turn, come to a stop before the whole short point and prep for takeoff. Keep an eye on your speed. Good taxiing. The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
A B. I suck. Need to charge my mouse again, apparently. I know, right? Let's see if I can get a better grade other than a B for takeoff.
No matter how many hours I've logged, takeoff still puts a smile on my face. Taking off is not
Nick
especially
Apple
difficult.
in the house. I appreciate you, my boy. Let's get some
principles.
conversation from you in the chat, man.
First, whenever possible, take off into the wind. This won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before you enter a runway, always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway, and to the left to make sure no other planes are approaching. All right. No cross traffic to contend with. You're clear to taxi. Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21. Let's position the plane for takeoff.
Yeah, I know, boys. That was sloppy.
Great job. All right, you're clear for takeoff. Apply full power, and I'll step you through the process. Try to stay on the center line using your rudder. Continue pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now pull back gently on the yoke. Pull back on the yoke to take off. That's it. You're airborne. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudder to keep the runway heading of 210 degrees. If you maintain 75 knots, you'll reach the target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Good job.
I'll also be. I guess I'm a B student. I'm just saying. Oh, well, I guess you can fly with me. Only some things will go wrong. Yes, B is better than C. Yep. I mean, Scuba, I don't think I'm doing too bad. I don't think I am. And this is on Xbox controller.
For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast.
Now we know. Right? Just go, why is your comments, why are they showing up double? That's what's confusing me.
Keep your airspeed at 65 knots.
Like, I don't know if that's just on my
You're 10
end.
feet above the runway. It's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear should touch down before the nose wheel does.
This landing's gonna be messy.
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. There you go. Now, apply the brakes to slow down and bring the aircraft to a stop.
Yeah, on my end. I guess that wasn't too much of a landing.
That was pretty good, even if it wasn't perfect. Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key for a good landing.
See? B student, what can I say? This is bullshit. Landing without elevator. What? Dude, elevator, I mean, that will be height control, so the only way that I think you can land without that is to adjust your speed accordingly so you get into the proper freaking the glide path anyway. That's what I'm thinking.
In this landing exercise, I want you to focus on staying on the glide path using the throttle only. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make small corrections. You don't want to overcompensate.
Throttle all the way, America, fuck yeah. Scoop, are you part of any Microsoft Flight Simulator like stream groups? Because I'm trying to see to where I can make my content more visible.
Now you can use the elevator to land. Reduce throttle to idle. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. There you go. Now, apply the brakes to slow down and bring the aircraft to a stop.
What do you think about that landing, Scoop? Yep.
Not perfect, but it'll work.
Resist the temptation to pull back when above the flare height.
They want to keep lecturing me, giving me B's and shit. That's bullshit. And no, that's not towards y'all. I thought all in all for a rookie that wasn't too bad. Because what I want to do eventually is to start hosting regular flights to certain places. And I don't know. I'm about to do my gaming Discord again. I just gotten a new template. And Scooby, yes, I want to invite you to that as well, if you don't mind. And particular games I want to stream, particular part of the week. And I want to see where it goes. I mean, again, I'm trying to become bigger when it comes to streaming. Trying to get a bigger following.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. For this lesson, you will be called on to bring us in for a safe landing. You're already set up in landing configuration. At 65 knots, with 10 degrees of flaps, and idle power.
Runway up there.
Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
What do you think about the whole line with runway? I mean, at least for me, it looks like I'm firmly aligned. And I could be wrong. But because I know that you can do like last minute corrections, but I guess I'm just slightly to the left of it. I'm sorry, to the right of it. See, because now it's saying I'm aligned with it, but I'm like my course is just slightly left to center, which is confusing. Flaps to landing configuration.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. There you go. Now, apply the brakes to slow down and bring the aircraft to a stop.
I don't think that was too bad.
Not perfect, but it'll work.
What do you want to bet? B.
Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed
I'm a less
is
than
key
perfect
to a good landing.
Fuck, what'd I tell you, B? Bing. Bing.
Okay, we're currently flying on the downwind leg at the standard traffic pattern altitude of 6,000 feet. It's a flight path parallel to the landing runway, but in the opposite direction. In the downwind leg, you want to start preparing for landing. That means setting your speed and flaps configuration. Reduce speed to 80 knots. Maintain constant altitude and heading. The flaps provide extra lift when flying slowly, allowing us to land at a lower airspeed. This makes landing smoother and shorter. Go ahead and extend 10 degrees of flaps while maintaining current altitude. As you fly past the end of the runway, continue until you see it at a 45-degree angle behind you. That's your cue to turn left onto the base leg.
What up, Chad? We all doing well, I know I am.
Left onto the base leg. You need to stay in the pattern for the sake of this exercise. Stay in the pattern for the sake of this exercise. Try to maintain 1400 RPM. Your speed should be holding at approximately 65 knots.
You called me.
Keep an eye on the runway as you prepare for your final turn.
Yes. I'm doing a live broadcast right now. Oh.
Turn left onto final.
Alright, so.
Make your left turn onto final.
Alright, boys, girls. RPM.
Keep a stabilized approach and prepare for landing.
Maintain 6,000 knots. It's good just to let you know I was just, kind of spacing out a little bit. Don't worry about it.
Apply the brakes and stop the plane.
Yeah, I forgot you can't have reverse thrust on these planes. I'm thinking more of jetliners.
You follow the traffic pattern well. Good job.
Oh, at least he doesn't berate me now. Yeah, and another V. Yeah. B fucking pilot. So if y'all want a B fucking flight, y'all come to me.
All right, your first solo flight. I'll be on the radio if you need me, but I don't think you will. Your objective is to complete Sedona's left-hand traffic pattern on your own. Remember our previous lessons, and you should be fine.
What do y'all think, Chad?
Best of luck. Wings up. luck.
Haha.
Wings up.
Thanks, man.
in the pattern for the sake of this exercise.
This is Captain speaking. Be advised.
I suggest a little more practice.
Shut up.
Something tells me this won't be your last.
Asshole. What else is sea landing? else. This was a shorty. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more stuff like this. Shut up, Scoop. But yeah, definitely tell me if you want to see more content like this. That's because I'm trying to tailor it more to what you guys want to see. So, alright, y'all. I'm going to be going back to bed. I will hopefully be streaming back later on today. But yeah, definitely, if you are following the page, hopefully you guys are. Let's get a follow on everything. If you are following the page, hopefully you guys are. Let's get a follow on everything. If you are following the page, hopefully you guys are. Let's get a follow on everything. If you are following the page, what's up there on Twitch? Hopefully you guys are. Let's get a follow on everything. If you are following the page, what's up there on Twitch? Hopefully you guys are. Let's get a follow on everything. If you are